So in this video, I want to talk to you about two different current accounts, both from Santander. It's the Santander 123 current account and the Santander 123 Lite current account. Lots of similarities between the two, but also some big differences. So in this video, I'll explain for you what you get with both those accounts. Hope you decide which one might be best for you and ultimately whether it's worth getting them at all. So the Santander 123 current account has been around in the UK for quite a while now. And when it launched, it was understandably very popular. You got 3% interest on your savings. You get up to 3% cash back on your bills. And you had it for a low fee of just £2 every single month. And lots of people signed up for it and lots of people kind of quite liked it. But over the years, the offer has been changed quite a lot. The interest rate has continued to fall, the cashback rates have changed, the fees have changed. All these things mean that if you had this current account or knew about this current account from a few years ago, hey, even earlier this year, the one that you get right now is potentially very different, because we've had probably about 3 or 4 changes just in the last 12, 18 months, something like that. So I want to take you through exactly what you get right now with the Santander 123 account. And it's kind of little brother, little sister, the Santander 123 Lite account, which launched, I don't know how long, a while ago now, but it's been around for a while as well, not as long as the main account. And that one in itself has also had some changes recently. So I'll give you an idea again in a second, what they both do, how they compare, how they're different, and maybe which the best one to go for if you go for either of them at all. So let's start off. Let's have a look at the Santander 123 account. This is the main account. This has a monthly fee of £4 every single month. This recently dropped down from £5 a month. So £4 a month you're paying for this, making it one of the most expensive current accounts from this sort of reward spectrum that are out there. There are obviously much more expensive ones that give you things like insurance, but in terms of just giving you a little bit of money back, £4 a month is probably one of the priciest. But what do you get for that? Well, you get some money back on your bills. And in fact, what I'm going to tell you about now, you get it also on the Santander 123 Lite. You get up to 3% cash back on some big major household bills. The kind of ones that as long as you are paying the bills, you are going to be, spending money on these. So you can get 1% back on your council tax, your mobile phone bill, your broadband bill, your landline bill, and your pay TV bill. Pay TV, really important to note here, this is like Sky, Virgin, TalkTalk, BT, things like that. Not Netflix, Now TV, Amazon Prime, any of that kind of stuff, Disney Plus, not those, okay, just the main bills. The next one, 2%, this is on your energy bills, and then 3% cashback, that's on your water bills. Now, if you're a Santander customer for other products, then you can also get money back on those. So for example, if you have a mortgage with Santander, you can get 1% cashback on your monthly payments. And if you have some other things like some insurance products, things like that, you can get 2% back on those. But broadly, for most of us, it's just going to be those kind of core bills that this account is going to give us money back on. Now, there is a cap, a £5 cap per tier. So the most you can get every single month is 15 quid. But in reality, it's going to take massive bills, super high bills, for us to get anywhere near that £5 on each category. So for example, your water bill, 3% back on that. It'd have to be 150 quid every single month just to even hit that £5. So to get more than £5, it'd have to be higher. And if you're paying 150 quid a month on your water bills, then there's something seriously wrong, or maybe you're running like a huge hotel, okay? So that's the main sort of cashback element of that bill. You also get, as you can see here on the side, interest on savings. Now, again, the amount you can earn the interest on is capped at £20,000. Anything above that, you won't earn any interest on it at all. The rate for this is 0.3%. This recently dropped from 0.6%, and that was part of the reason why that monthly fee dropped from £5 to £4. So we'll get into more detail about whether that's good or bad in a minute, but let's have a look now at the Santander 123 Lite account. As the name suggests, it's the same account, but a little bit less. The main difference is that there is only £2 fee every single month, £2 a month. But what you don't get is the interest. Otherwise, you get the same returns, the same rewards as you get with the other one in terms of the cash back on your bills. You still have that £15 cap. Now, there are some eligibility criteria that are important to notice for both these accounts. Now, both of them require you to pay £500 in every single month. And both of them also require 2 active direct debits. Now, if you're paying your bills out of there anyway, then that's going to be fine. That shouldn't be a problem. And if you haven't got 2 active direct debits in there, then these accounts aren't for you. Let's just say that up front, right? If you're not getting the cash back on your bills, these aren't for you. As you can see here, the Santander 123 Lite account has a couple of extra conditions. You have to sign into your mobile banking or app banking at least once every 3 months. And that's not a calendar 3 months. That is a kind of from when you apply. So if you opened it on the 15th of the month, that's the start of month 1, okay? You also have to sign up for paperless billing, which is no bad thing. And a lot of banks do this nowadays anyway. All your correspondence and statements and stuff, they'll just be online. So that's the kind of the core differences between the two. There is one extra feature which you get with both accounts, and this is some kind of extra cash back on some purchases using your debit card. Now, these vary from week to week, from customer to customer, but you might find if you've got the account, it's well worth seeing what's on there. I know in the past, say Morrison's has popped up occasionally for some offers. If you shop at Morrison's and you paid with your Santander card, you would get some money back. But there's no guarantee that that offer would be there when you needed it to be, or indeed that offer would appear at all. So that's kind of like a nice to have potentially, but I wouldn't factor it into your decision to have or not have this account. So let's go into detail then, shall we? Let's talk about some of the differences between them and kind of let's work out how those things work out. And let's talk about interest first of all, because this is kind of the help us potentially decide whether we want to go with the 123 over the 123 Lite account. Now that rate of 0.3% interest isn't great. It's not very good at all. You can beat that. Obviously rates do change all the time. And they have done that so on. They've been falling. But hey, Santander themselves, as I say, they've changed the interest rate you get on that 3 times in the last 9 months, I want to say. So there's no guarantee they won't drop that 0.3% down again if other rates fall elsewhere. But the point is, you can beat it. So there's no point having your money in the Santander 123 account earning 0.3% when you can get 0.4% over there, 1% over there. And remember, there's that fee as well that comes into it. Now, I know it's a £4 fee for this and a £2 fee for the other. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, for demonstrating it here in this video, let's just say we're paying £2 for the cashback part of both accounts. So we're paying £2 a month extra to earn interest, because essentially that's what you're doing. So that's £24 a year. £24 a year in interest. If you were earning 0.3%, you'd have to have 8k in that account before you make £24. So anything less than £8,000 in that account, you are losing money by having it in there. Okay, yes, you'll earn money after that. Once you've cleared that, you'll be earning money because the fee is covered. But that 8k, if you had 8k in a different account earning more money, you would be earning that rather than losing it. So for example, if you had it in an account paying 0.41%, the best one available for you right now, that would get you around sort of 30 quid a year. So having it in the Santander account is costing you 30 quid. If you had it in the chip plus one account, which isn't a perfect account, but it is paying a decent amount, you would get about 80 quid. So again, really good examples of why you don't want to have this account for your savings. Now, if you are looking for an alternative place to move your money out of a Santander 123 account, then do check out my video, which I release every single month. It is an update of the best savings accounts. And also, if you hit subscribe and a little notification bell, you'll be told about any of these videos every time I do them. So that's the Santander. That's the interest part of the Santander 123 account. Let's look at the cashback part of both these two accounts. And if we're sort of taking it as that interest part is a bit pointless, really, we're going to focus on here on the Santander 123 Lite account from now on, out of the two. So is that worth it? If the Santander 123 is not worth it, is the 123 Lite worth it for the cashback? So as I explained before, you can get up to 3% back on major household bills. Now, a few things you have to be aware of here. Not every supplier is part of the program. So it's really, really important before you sign up to this that you go onto the Santander website, and I've got a whole review on my website with all these different links in. So click over there and you'll be able to get that and other ones that you might need. But you can type in the name of your bill provider and it will tell you whether they're part of the scheme or not. Now, something to be aware of here is that you might find that the actual payment that comes from your direct debit is different to the person you signed up to. So a good example here is M&S Energy, Marks and Spencer's Energy. On a bill, on a statement, that will come up as Octopus Energy because that's actually who provides the service. Type in M&S Energy into the Santander 123 kind of search engine. It doesn't pop up. type in octopus, and it does. So you will get the money back for your bill. So you just need to be careful on things like that. Similarly, gift-gaff doesn't appear on there. Now that could be the same thing. I don't know whether on your bill, if you're a gift-gaff customer, you'll know, does it say gift-gaff or does it say O2? Because O2 actually own gift-gaff. So that's a really important thing to check out there. You might be missing out on some of your bills. So you do that first of all. I've already explained to you that £5 cap every single month in those categories. But again, it's kind of irrelevant for most of you unless you've got a Santander mortgage. So how much could you make in cashback? Got to remember that £2 fee. We've got to take that off. £24 a year will reduce what you get. So you want to be making at least £24 a year, don't you, to make a profit? Otherwise, again, it's not worth it. But you can be. And I think a lot of you will be making a lot more than that. Now, to work out exactly how much you will get, there's a handy calculator on the Santander website. There's one for the 123 account, and there's also one for the 123 Lite account. If we're discounting the 123 account, ignore that completely. Go to the one for the 123 Lite account. You type in how much you will earn for each of those key bills, how much you spend, on each of those key bills, and it will calculate it for you, take off the fee, and tell you exactly how much you'll get every single month. Now, something I discovered today, researching it again, refreshing my memory of exactly how that calculator worked before I recorded this video, I spotted that the council tax one, remember you get 1% back on your council tax, this is calculated in that calculator based on 10 payments every year. Now, this actually makes sense because most people will be paying their council tax split over 10 months and not pay it in February and March. That's how the default way that councils charge you. But you can swap it to pay an even amount over 12 months. Now, I personally prefer to pay council tax this way. I think it's a great way. If you're budgeting, it really helps you because you know exactly how much you're spending every single month. And also it reduces how much you'll be spending in those 10 months. But to make sure you're getting the correct calculation in this calculator, if you are paying it over 12 months, get that amount, multiply it by 12, divide it by 10, and then put that in. And that will give you the correct amount. Because previously I hadn't realized it. I'd be putting how much I paid for my council tax and I was underestimating my actual return. It added a little bit extra on top. So it's really important you do that. Put it all in. And that really is going to be the kind of measure for, is it worth it for you to do it? Now, everyone's bills are different, so I can't tell you exactly how much you're going to earn. You have to do that calculation yourself. Generally, the higher your bills are, the more expensive they are, the more cashback you will earn. Now, that's not necessarily a good thing. You're much better off spending your time, switching your energy to bring that down as much as it can, scrapping Sky TV or Virgin TV, because you do not need them. You can get away quite happily with streaming services, including things like Now TV. Bring those down is much, much better. So yes, if you have high bills right now, you'll get more cash back, but you are splashing out more money. You're spending more money on your bills. And if you have low bills, if, for example, like me, you don't have pay TV, maybe you've got like a really, really low SIM deal. Maybe you've got, I don't have like fiber. Maybe you've got quite a sort of slow broadband, something like that. You don't have a landline. All the bills you reduce, the amount, the value of them, you're obviously reducing how much council tax how much cash back you're getting. Now, there are obviously some you can do nothing about. Council tax, for example, it depends where you live. It depends on the size of your house. Your energy bills, again, how many people in the house are having showers and all that kind of thing with your water bill, or how many rooms are being heated, how big the ceilings are. There's lots of caveats that come into that. But obviously, with energy bills, you can switch them to get them lower. But to give you an idea, I've put all of my bills into the calculator. They are as low as they possibly can be for my living situation and my home and where I live and things. So some of them are a lot higher than I'd like them to be, such as council tax. Other of them are really, really, really low, like mobile phone. And I put them all in, and it's worked out that I would get £6.36 every single month in cashback from those bills. Take £2 off, £4.36, and it works out around £52 every year that I would get by having a Santander 123 Lite account. I think that's pretty good value. I think that's well worth considering. Anywhere between sort of 40 and 60 quid, which I think where most of us were going to be sort of sitting with this kind of cashback every single year. Why not? Right? It takes very, very little effort at all to do this, to set this up. Open up the account. If you want, if your direct debit's all in a different account, you don't have to switch them over. You can do something called a partial switch. And a partial switch, exactly as the name suggests, it will take the bills that you say you want to move over, move them into that account, just those ones, not everything else. and it keeps your other account open. And this is a really important bit. This is why I would do this. I would have the Santander 123 Lite as a separate account just for bills. I wouldn't switch into it and do all my banking from it, because there are much better accounts for that. Talk about them a lot here on the channel. Have a separate account, Santander 123, the bills come out of there. You transfer by standing order every single month how much you need to cover those bills. And remember, most of those are going to be fixed. They aren't going to change every month. Council tax, fixed, at least for 12 months. Your water bills, fixed. If they're going to change them, they'll let you know. Unless they'll let you know. So gas and electricity, again, they're fixed. They will let you know if they're going to change. Broadband, that's going to be fixed. The ones that possibly could change, maybe, I guess, if you've got TV and you've rented a movie, or you've got your mobile phone bill and you've sent some picture messages or gone out of your allowance on data or whatever it is, they could possibly change. In which case, if there's a chance that could happen, you want to make sure you have a little bit of a buffer in there if you're not keeping sort of constant eye on those bills when they come through, because you want to make sure, obviously, the money is going to be there to cover those bills. Something else to think about here is who pays the bills in your household, because I understand a lot of people, it might be, you had the house and your partner moved in, so the bills are still in your name, or maybe they're all in their name, whatever it is. Maybe you split them, so you look after the energy bills, they look after the broadband bills. Lots of different ways that we do this. Maybe it's in a house share as well, and everyone's doing things differently. My solution here is to consider a joint account. And that means you can still both sort of collectively look after those accounts, and everyone has access to those different bills and paying them. But it all comes out of that single place, so you're only paying one fee and they're all there. I think that makes perfect sense if you are in a relationship, a strong, stable relationship, long-term one, or you're married or a spouse. Slightly more complicated if you are a house share. You can have these, but there are things you need to consider. In fact, anyone thinking of getting a joint account needs to consider this. I've got a whole video you might want to check out with more information. But I would, again, it's up to you, I would keep this just to those shared expenses. So there you go. In summary, we have two different current accounts here, the Santander 123 account and the Santander 123 Lite current account. The big difference between the two is that the Santander 123 account gives you interest, a small amount of interest on some savings in there for double the size of the fee. That is not a good account. If you've got it already, you need to ditch it. Move, I would say, down to the Santander 123 Lite account so you can continue to earn that cashback. And that cashback is 1%, 2% and 3% on different bills, capped at £15 a month. But more realistically, I think you're looking at sort of around that £5 level every single month. There are some hoops you have to jump through in order to be eligible. Pay in £500 every single month, have 2 active direct debits, opt for paperless statements, and to sign into the mobile app. Again, none of that should be a problem, really. You've got to remember to sign into the app or the online banking to make sure you don't miss out. Do all of that really, really, really easy. Now, before we finish, though, I do want to sort of mention to you, if you have the Santander 123 app right now and you're going to follow my advice and move it down to the 123 Lite account, what should you do? Well, obviously, your savings, as we mentioned, put them in a different account. There are a few ways to move your account into a 123 Lite. Hopefully, the easiest way to do this is just in your online account or on the app. There should be an option to upgrade your account. Yes, you're not upgrading, you are downgrading. But if you do that, it will open up, it will just move your account over so you don't have to do anything at all. Alternatively, you can go into a branch, you can get on the phone and ask them to do it that way. But the quickest way is probably to do it via your online banking. There's even a form online as well. And I will link to this, to my article, right, my review over on the blog, which has the cashback calculator, the one that tells you which bills are eligible, and that form and all these other things. So you can click through to that, refresh yourself on anything I've said and find those links. Plus, also, if you're new to it and you're thinking about getting it for the first time, how you can apply for that Santander 123 Lite account. I should say, and I know lots of people ask me about this as well, are there ever switching bonuses, switching incentives with Santander? And the answer, sadly, is no. They've been one of the few banks that hasn't ever really offered you like that, 100 quid, 125 quid to open an account and switch over. They did run an offer in 2019, which was refer a friend. So you could get £50 Amazon voucher each if you were referred and you opened and switched an account. But again, that hasn't run for coming on for 2 years now. Could be because of the pandemic. They might bring something back in the future. But at the moment, there isn't anything. So I wouldn't wait. I actually was waiting for one of these offers to come through for me to open this account again. If I hadn't done it, if I'd opened the account 18 months ago, I'd be up 75 quid or something like that. So that was the mistake I made. Don't make that mistake yourself. Now, if you are worried about opening up a new Santander 123 Lite account and what that means for the direct debits that you've got maybe in other current accounts, maybe earning you bonuses and rewards elsewhere, then check out this video here. It's how I manage my multiple current accounts. I will take you through some of the ideas I've got for where you can find extra direct debits, some easy ones you might not have realized you've actually got quick and easy access to. Plus, I share my tactics for moving that money around multiple different current accounts. That minimum amount that you need really takes the effort out of having more than one current account. My name's Andy Webb. I hope you have found this useful. Please do leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think. Hit that like button. Until next time, cheers. And here are a couple more videos you might find interesting.